Good evening. My name is Melanie Campbell. I am the president and CEO of the National Coalition on Black Civic Participation and national convener of the Black Women's Roundtable. And my third job with one paycheck is I also am the co-founder of the National Coalition's Thomas W. George Jr. Institute, anchored at Clark Atlanta University. It is an honor to welcome you to the very last um, uh, series of the Black Women's Roundtable's Wealth Builder series. This is the last one for the year, but I believe the way it's going, we'll probably be back to see you again next year in some capacity. Tonight's topic is how to use AI tools for your business. This is our sixth session for the Black Women's Roundtable series. If you missed any of our previous sessions or want to review what was presented during those sessions, you can watch them on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and enter National Coalition on Black Civic Participation, and voila, those sessions are there, as well as this one will be there after tonight. This series is a part of our uh, digital equity, connectivity, and women's economic empowerment project supported by Goldman Sachs. This project is led by our team at the National Coalition's Institute at Clark Atlanta University. The purpose of this series is to provide job seekers with skills for career transition and advancement, and provide aspiring and established business owners with tools to help them start or grow their businesses. We hope that the information provided tonight and throughout this entire series will help you realize your dream of owning a business or expanding your existing business. And before I turn it over to Janice Mathis, I want to say to everyone watching, whether it's now or if you watch it later, as we go into the holiday season, that you have a joyful time for Thanksgiving and any other Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Um, during this holiday season. It's been one heck of a year, as we all know, but you made it. You made it thus far, and you make it through. And wishing everyone a safe, blessed holiday season. Turn it over now to, I believe, I'm turning it over to our sister leader of the Institute, uh, Sister Janice Mathis. To turn it over to you. And great to see you, Janice. And thank you again, Jocelyn, and your team, and the Hope and Justice Fellows too, who work with you and others, and for the work that you all have done to pull this off. And just glad to be a part of the team. Janice, turn it to you.
Thank you so much, Melanie, for being here tonight, but also for providing us the inspiration and the guidance to make important moves like what we're doing tonight, providing information, news that you can use to achieve your goals and your dreams in business as entrepreneurs. It's so important that we're able to do this. And you know, at NCBCP, Melanie leads us in doing a lot of things. We do advocacy, we do education, we do research, but there's nothing like providing the kind of information that you can use, because knowledge is power, to grow your business and create that additional stream of income that will help you build multi-generational family wealth. That's why we're here tonight. I encourage you to engage in the discussion afterwards, because while this may be the last in this series, if I know my friend Melanie Campbell, it's not the last time we will come to you with information to help grow and sustain your business enterprises, build your community. We do advocacy, we do voter registration, we do get out the vote work. But this is as important as that is, to make sure that we have viable paths to economic security that is sustainable and lasting beyond just our own careers, but into future generations. I would encourage you to give us your feedback, because we're all about continuous improvement at the Thomas W. Deutsch Institute. And the only way we can improve is if we know what you need from us so that we can try to provide it. So thank you for being here tonight. Please follow us on social media. You know, that is the currency of our time. And that's in some ways how we get measured. So go to YouTube, go to Instagram, like and follow us and share the information that you received tonight with your network. So, having said all that, thanks for being here again. And I think that I turn it over to our fearless director, the woman who is really the genius behind this, is Miss Joycelyn Tate, who assembled these amazing speakers, organized us to make sure we got registered, provided the technology, did the promotion. She is truly a one man, one woman powerhouse. And we're just so grateful to have you as part of the team, Joycelyn, and I enjoy working with you so much. And to all my Black Women Roundtable friends from around the country, we see you, we love you. Can't wait to meet up with you. I guess it's December the 4th. We'll be seeing each other in person at the Unity Coalition. Over to you, Joycelyn Tate.
Thank you so much, Melanie, and thank you so much, Janice. But before I take the floor, I want to turn it over to one of those state partners that you're talking about that's leading and doing the work in our states. So we're going to hear tonight from Stephanie Williams, the convener of the Black Women's Roundtable in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Joycelyn. Hello, sisters, and hello, Melanie. Always great to see you and be under your leadership and tutelage. Good evening, sisters. On behalf of the Kalamazoo, Michigan Black Women's Roundtable, welcome to the sixth and final session of our Black Women's Roundtable Wealth Builder Series. I am Stephanie Williams, your convener, and I'm honored to be in this space with powerful Black women, entrepreneurs, and visionaries. So tonight, it's more than just making money, sis. It's about sustaining our businesses, building generational wealth, and intentionally closing the wealth gap that was never meant for us to overcome. Every LLC, side hustle, every contract you secure is a brick laid and a foundation your children and grandchildren can stand on. So in this rapidly changing, highly competitive economy, we cannot afford to be left behind in the age of technology. That's why embracing artificial intelligence is not optional for us. It's essential. AI can help our Black women-led, Black women-owned businesses work smarter and not harder, automating tasks, sharpening our marketing, analyzing data, and freeing up our time so we can lead, create, and grow. So tonight, sis, we're here to learn, share, and to level up together. Because when Black women win, families win, communities win, our future wins. So let's build, innovate, and let's secure this bag, not just for today, but for generations to come. Thank you all for being with us.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Oh my gosh, that was a wonderful, encouraging speech. I feel motivated right now. So, right now, what I'm going to do is introduce our speaker for tonight, our presenter for the night, who's going to be giving us a lot of information about how to use AI for your business. She's a powerhouse in AI. Her name is Alicia Little. Alicia is a renowned AI strategist and entrepreneur with over 2 decades of experience at the intersection of artificial intelligence, digital transformation, and business innovation. As the CEO of AI Innovision, she helps organizations harness AI-powered automation, drive innovation, and scale impact across industries, including finance, healthcare, government, and entrepreneurship. Recognized as one of JP Morgan Chase's 100 Women to Know in America, Alicia is a certified artificial intelligence consultant. Let me say that again. She is a certified artificial intelligence consultant, and she is the founder of the International Association of Artificial Intelligence Consultants, which is a global network shaping the future of AI adoption. Alicia has trained thousands of professionals, including corporate executives, government leaders, and entrepreneurs, and helped them integrate AI into their businesses and workflow to maximize their efficiency and profitability. Alicia is a sought-after keynote speaker and a thought leader. Her expertise spans generative AI, AI ethics, automation, and business transportation. She has spoken at events and conferences across the globe in the Caribbean, Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East, where she shares her knowledge on AI's role in reshaping industries. Alicia is also the author of ChatGPT Made Easy, a beginner's fast track guide to mastering ChatGPT. Now, this guide is a practical resource for businesses and professionals who are looking to leverage AI for growth. Alicia Alicia has been honored with multiple industry awards, including the ClickFunnels 2 Club Award. She got that award twice. The Traffic Sales and Profit Circle of the Seven Award, and the Markcom Award, and the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. Her mission is really clear. It's to demystify AI, accelerate digital transformation, and equip business leaders with the tools they need to thrive in an AI-powered world. And that's her goal here tonight. So, Alicia, I turn it over to you. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello, ladies. I am so excited to be here with you today because I'm so passionate about AI, just teaching and training on AI. So if you're ready for some AI goodness this evening, just give me a ready in the chat, and then I'll leave some time at the end as well for Q&A. So everybody ready? Because I'm ready and I'm excited. So let me go ahead and share my screen. So I am actually going to be going live to these different tools to actually show you how to do different things. I will be giving you prompts. We'll have a lot of fun. It'll be very interactive, and let's get the party started. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Hang on one second. I'm going to spotlight myself. That should work. Perfect. All right. So sharing my screen. ChatGPT. Now, how many of you have a ChatGPT account? Do you have a ChatGPT account? Just say me in the chat if you have a ChatGPT account. If you don't, if you're watching this and you don't have a ChatGPT account, chatgpt.com is where you can get an account. I'm going to walk you through really quickly. I'm going to try to do it in 3.5 minutes. Let's say 4 minutes, how to make sure that your ChatGPT account is set up correctly. And then we're going to move on to some of the ways that you can really use ChatGPT. All right. So click on so inside of ChatGPT, I'm in ChatGPT right now. You should see my screen. Inside of ChatGPT, let me do this for Sabrina first. We'll talk about a ChatGPT business account, and then we'll go through the different things on ChatGPT. So if you click on your settings, let's start at the bottom for Sabrina, click on account, and then inside of your account, you probably have ChatGPT Plus if you're paying $20 a month. But if you click on manage and then change plan, if you are a business owner and you see business, you can get the ChatGPT business feature. And I recommend you use this one, $25 a month per employee or team member, and you get it for them and they can log into ChatGPT via your team's account. The reason I recommend this for business owners is because this account has advanced security built in and privacy built in. So where you want to make sure that your data and information as your team is using it is private and secure. All right. And I'll show you how to set up your data privacy next for your personal accounts. All right, so we're back in settings. We just did accounts. Now let's move on up. So the next is parental controls. If you have kids, add a family member, self-explanatory there. The next thing I want you to do is pay attention to security and turn on multi-factor authentication. So this is your homework. Make sure that you do it. Set up an authenticator app or the text message authentication to make sure this helps to prevent a bad person from getting into your account. So this is that two-factor authentication, extra level of security. Make sure you do it, okay? And then the next thing is data controls. Did you know that if you do not set your data controls, ChatGPT could use your information to train its models? So at the top where it says improve model for everyone, turn it off. Make sure that you turn this off. So you're going to switch over to turn it off, right? Mine is off right now, but yours is defaulted to on, so you want to turn it off, all right? So turn it off to make sure that you're not sharing your data with ChatGPT. And then some really cool things, ChatGPT, you can order things within ChatGPT. And so let me just show you this really quickly. I'll show you the process. So you can order something within ChatGPT now, and it's called like instant checkout within ChatGPT. So if you're a business owner and you're selling something, pay attention to the fact that ChatGPT is setting themselves up to be a platform where its users do not have to ever leave the platform to do shopping. All right. So if you look here, I told ChatGPT, show me gift ideas for my sister under $35 that are available for instant checkout inside of ChatGPT. So my sister would love this one here, Black Girl Magic. And I can come here and right within ChatGPT, I can pick the options that I want and buy it right within ChatGPT. So you see that there are different items that are showing here right here from Etsy, and I can just click on this buy button and it will show up at my door. So if I go back here to ChatGPT and look at my orders, you can see I've ordered a sea glass necklace, some earrings, a couple's ring set, all in ChatGPT and without ever leaving ChatGPT. So I ordered this yesterday. It's going to show up at my house. So just something to show you there and to be aware of. It's important to know where such a popular site like this is going and what they're paying attention to. Walmart is integrated, PayPal's going to be integrated, so pay attention to that. Okay, the next thing is schedules. So did you know that you could tell ChatGPT to do something for you, like run a schedule task for you? So something that will come into your email every single day. So let's do this one. This one is good for business owners. I'm going to copy and paste this prompt into the chat. You should see it in the chat. And if I go to Chat GPT and I paste this into Chat GPT, it says, get this, every other Thursday, search for 5 potential partnerships or collaboration opportunities for my business as an AI certified consultant. So you would put your business in there and what you do. And it says for each opportunity, include the company, or influencer name, why this partnership makes strategic sense, what value we could offer them, a suggested approach for initial outreach, and examples of similar successful partnerships in the AI tech industry. So what happens? Like there's no button to say I want you to do this every day or put this on a schedule. You just have to know that you can tell ChatGPT this. So ladies, if you didn't know this, you just tell ChatGPT when you want something to happen and what you want it to do. So check this out. You see this box right here that pops up. You're going to click on edit and look at this. This is the schedule. This is turning ChatGPT into your assistant. So ChatGPT is saying research partnership opportunities. And then here's what you want it to do. And then here's the custom schedule every Thursday at 2 p.m. Isn't that crazy? So you can change it here. So if I want to change it and I'm like, actually, I want this weekly Mondays at 2 p.m. And then you click save. And in the email that you registered for ChatGPT, it's going to send you this update right into your email. Um, and it says, I've set up this automation. It'll run every other Thursday at 2. It'll search for partnership opportunities for you, and it will do all of this stuff here. So these are like telling it to do something and to do it every day and send it to your email. So, does anybody have any ideas of some of the things that they would love to have come into their email every day? And I can show you how to set it up on ChatGPT. And some examples would be, for me, I would say something like, I want you to search for things on AI that are in the news. So look for announcements from NVIDIA, from OpenAI. Look for updates with Google Gemini, especially the Gemini tools or Copilot. Send me all the news updates and then write a summary in the form of a blog post that I can put on my blog. And I want this to come to my email every day at 6 a.m. right? And then I press go. And so now in setting this up, not only am I going to get an announcement on all the things in AI that are in the news, but I'm going to also get it written in the form of a blog post so I can copy and paste it and put it on my blog. So is that good? Is that good? Will that save you some time? So you think about what is relevant to you and how it could save you some time. All right. So I just wanted to show you that. Okay, we're doing our ChatGPT walkthrough. After this, you should feel like you really know ChatGPT so much better. That's my goal for you. So we already went over accounts, parental controls, security, data controls, orders, and schedules, now apps and connectors. So you can connect different accounts to your ChatGPT account and have ChatGPT do certain things with these accounts. So for example, my Google Calendar is in ChatGPT right here. And now I can have ChatGPT go to my Google Calendar and put things on my calendar, check my calendar for me, just as an assistant would. Okay. Next thing is personalization. This is where you can change how ChatGPT sounds to you. You can put your writing style right here. You tell ChatGPT who you are, and then you turn on the memory. So if you've been using ChatGPT a lot, you've been building the memory, and the more you build the memory, the more it gets to know you. So just note that. Notifications, these are just your notifications, and then the general tab in ChatGPT. So one thing I want to show you about ChatGPT in the general tab is that it now has an advanced voice feature. These voices have gotten so good. Listen to this voice. This is Arbor.
Glad to meet you.
Can you hear
I
that?
think we're going to do great work.
Let me make sure. No, the sound is not on. Let's do that again. All right, let me try it again. Tell me if you can
Hi,
hear it.
glad to meet you.
Can you hear that now?
I think we're going to do great work together.
Yes. Okay.
Where should we start?
Right. And so that's Arbor. This is Soul here.
Hey, what's up? Feel free to ask me about anything that's on your mind. I'm ready to go.
And this is Spruce right here.
Hey, how's it going? I'm looking forward to working together. Let's figure out where to start. What's on your mind?
And so this is my favorite voice here in ChatGPT. And so I'm going to show you how to use this advanced voice feature for your business. So for a lot of you, you have great businesses, but you're not talking about them. You don't have your podcast yet. And sometimes it's just because you don't have a co host or somebody to interview you. So we are going to solve that problem right now. So, does anybody have a podcast here yet? Are you ready to have one? Are you ready to have one? So, watch this. And for this use case, I'm showing you ChatGPT's advanced voice feature. And then at the same time, I am also showing you how you can really use ChatGPT as conversational AI, right? Janice said I had a podcast in the past, so I'm going to show you this. So picture yourself recording your screen and having a conversation. You can then pull out the audio, pull out the video. There are so many use cases for this. A lot of people use this for interview prep, or you're about to enter a pitch competition and you want to prep with a judge. So this advanced voice feature is nothing until you train it. So in this example, I'm going to turn Spruce into my podcast co-host. I'm going to give him a name. I'm going to give him instructions, and we're going to have a conversation. All right, you ready? So here I go in 3, 2, 1. Hey, it's Alicia Little, and I would like for your name to be Tyrone. So I'm Alicia, you're Tyrone. And I would like for you to be my podcast co host. And let's call our podcast All In with AI. So I would like for you to talk in a natural language, have some pauses, say and like a few times just to sound natural. And I would like for you to announce the podcast. So you're going to start off by welcoming everybody to the podcast because there are people on here right now listening. So welcome everybody to the podcast, and then ask me a question. I'll respond, give some responses, and then ask me another question, and let's keep the conversation going. So I'm going to ask you if you understand, you confirm, and then give a pause, and then start the introduction of the podcast. All right, Tyrone, let's go. Do you understand?
Absolutely, Alicia, I've got you. So I'm Tyrone now, and we're hosting All In with AI. I'll keep it natural, throw in a few ums and pauses, and we'll just roll with it. So let's dive in. Hey everyone, welcome to All In with AI. We're really excited to have you here today, and I'm here with Alicia, the queen of AI herself. So Alicia, let's kick things off. Tell us a little bit about, what's got you excited in the AI world today.
Yeah. So what has me excited in the AI world today is that there are so many tools and the technology is advancing rapidly, and entrepreneurs who might not have been able to hire teams before or have the right technology have access to so much right now that can help them grow and scale exponentially on a really low budget.
Absolutely, and that's such a huge point, Alicia. It's like we're in this moment where the playing field is kind of evening out. And I think, just hearing that from you is inspiring because a lot of people are tuning in and they're like, okay, I can do this too. So let me throw another question at you. Like, if someone's just starting out and they're feeling a bit overwhelmed, what's one piece of advice you give them to just, get started and not feel like they have to do everything at once?
Yeah. So if somebody's just starting out and they don't want to feel overwhelmed, I would tell them definitely to learn from somebody, like get an AI coach or pick somebody to learn from, and then test one tool, two tools, but don't try to test everything at the same time. Figure out one problem you have in business and then figure out how AI can solve that problem. And once you see the return on your investment of time and maybe the cost of that tool, you'll be all in with AI. Tyrone, what are you seeing as like the best use cases for entrepreneurs?
Yeah, that's a great approach, Alicia, and I think that makes a lot of sense. From what I'm seeing, it's like the best use cases for entrepreneurs are the ones that kind of just make their life easier right away, like automating some of those repetitive tasks or, using AI to help them understand their customers better so they can like personalize their marketing. So yeah, like you said, just pick one thing and go.
I just ended it, and then you can see the whole transcript of what we said right here. But do you see how you could use this, right? Conversational AI. It's gotten so much better, and you can do this with your $20 a month ChatGPT account. Isn't that crazy? The advanced voice feature is so good in ChatGPT right now. So I'm going to encourage everyone to use it for so many things. So some of my clients are now using this to have, and they're transparent about it. Like I have an AI co-host and they're using it to finally get their podcast launch or finally do some things and create more content on social. So don't sleep on that right there. So that is your basic ChatGPT walkthrough that I wanted to do with you. And now I want to show you some other use cases of AI and what we can do with it. But I'm going to take a quick break just to take some questions. So I see Janice has a question. And if anyone else has a question, you can pop on the screen with your question or you can ask it in the chat. So let's take Janice's question first. Janice says, how do I instruct ChatGPT to report information that is not proprietary or intellectual property owned by others? So, Janice, if you're asking, like, how do you get ChatGPT to create unique content, sort of in your style and tone, in your voice, with your content, then you would tell that to ChatGPT. So you would tell ChatGPT, my name is Janice. This is what I do. Here's my articles I want you, or reports and my papers and some transcripts of trainings that I've done, or whatever you have. And you would tell ChatGPT, I only want you to pull from this information when writing this article I'm about to ask you to write. Do you understand? It would say, yes, Janice, I'm only going to pull from your information to write whatever you want me to write. And you're like, great. So you give it your stories, your background, your articles, anything that you have. And that's what we call a knowledge base. So when you give it a knowledge base and tell it to just work off of that knowledge base, it shuts off getting information from the internet. I mean, the way that the world is, we're always getting information from others, and what we take, we people sometimes repurpose. There's so much of that's what the content creation industry is all about, right? And so you're going to see a lot of repurposing of ideas from the beginning of time. But if you want to make sure that your unique ideas are then the only ones that are put into this output, you would do that. All right. Does that make sense, Janice? It's about
It does.
instructing it and telling it what you want and then giving it a knowledge base to work off of.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Anybody else have any questions? Sabrina, you have a question, or Christina or Joycelyn? Any other questions?
How do I give it that knowledge base?
Yeah, sure, sure. All right. I will show you that. So that is a really good question. So you're going to come to ChatGPT, and let me write this in the chat. So PIB stands for Personal Intelligence Blueprint. All right. So you're going to go to ChatGPT and say, I would like for you to create a personal intelligence blueprint for me. I want you to get to know me better. So, could you ask me questions that will craft this blueprint about me that you can then save into your memory so that anytime we are writing anything or creating anything, you're taking it from my personal intelligence blueprint that you have of me, which is basically a profile. All right. So now we're creating our personal intelligence blueprint, or you can call it a personal intelligence profile. It's about you. And so now it's like before I build it, I need to pull the goodness out of your head so I can store it and use it every single time I create anything for you. Let's do this right. So now it's going to ask you these questions, and you're going to answer these questions to build this blueprint within ChatGPT. So if you think about it right here, it's like what drives you as a leader, all these questions. How do you describe yourself when you're not being formal? You're going to answer all those questions, and then ChatGPT will say, when you answer these, even if it's short or imperfect, it's fine. I'll shape them into a perfectly structured personal intelligence blueprint for you. And then you'll review and approve before I save it. And then it's stored in your memory in ChatGPT forever until you tell it to delete it or update it. Then the next thing that you need to do is what we call a story repository. I'm going to say this. All right. Well, I'd like to build my story repository for you. Could you ask me some questions that would help to build this story repository that we can pull on anytime you write something for me? All right. And then we press go. So now it's like, all right, let's build the kind of story repository that turns your speeches, posts, and books, funnels, and keynotes into absolute fire every single time. And so it's like building a story bank. So it's going to ask you all of these questions here that you're going to answer. And when you answer these questions, now it has a story repository. It's like, what's a moment you realize, wow, I'm really doing this? Okay. Things like that. And then it tells you when you're ready, it's going to organize your stories for you into your origin story, your turning point story, your triumph story. It's crazy. And then we'll turn it into a living, breathing story repository. It can pull from anytime we need content, speeches, marketing, books, interviews, all of it. So it's like whenever you're ready, let's build it. Bye for now. So now it has your story repository. So this is a framework I call the PIPSR framework, and it builds the personal intelligence blueprint plus story repository so that ChatGPT gets to know you very well. Now, it does take time to build, but if you do this, you'll only have to do it once. And so then if you come up to the first question, all I recommend that you do, let me zoom in a little, is that you press this dictate button here and you do a brain dump. And every few questions, let up on the button just to put things in there. Watch this. All right, I'm going to answer the questions and give you the answers, but I'm going to keep answering them. I'll tell you when I'm done, and then you can organize the answers. Do you understand? So whenever you're telling ChatGPT that you're going to do something, so I'm going to tell it, I'm going to give it some questions, but I'm not done yet. When I'm done, I'll let you know when I'm done. So it's like, all right. So now you can say, all right, here are the answers to question number 1 on origins and early influences. So the earliest moments that shaped who I am today are blah, 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 blah. And I would do that and give it that information and then keep doing that. And then when I open up a new chat GPT, I would say, I would like for you to write an article for me on AI in the workplace. And I would like for you to pull from my personal intelligence blueprint and story repository when you're writing this article. Then you press go. And then now you can see that it's going to pull, that helps it to pull from that work that you've already done. Does that help? Does that help and answer your question? I forgot who asked that.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Christine.
Perfect. Gwendolyn, thanks. I'm glad you're enjoying this. Any other questions? Nope. Going once, going twice. All right. So let's keep going. I want to take a break from the heavy work and actually do something fun. If you ladies are up for doing something fun, yes, someone say fun. So not just fun, but something that we all need in our business. And Gwendolyn said, I'm working in ChatGPT account alongside you. It's generated everything you've done. I love that, Gwendolyn. Come on, Gwendolyn. Get it done. Get it done. I love it. So we're breaking to do something fun since that was a lot of work. But this fun is also for our LinkedIn and our social media. Now, some of you ladies know that you should be leaning more into social, posting more on social, but you're not doing it. Who am I talking to right now? Give me a me in the chat. Just give me a me in the chat or raise your hand. I see Janice raising her hand right there. You know you should be doing more on social, but you're like, oh, to create the content and the images, and now I got to sit down for a photo shoot for photos of me. Well, you don't have to do that anymore. So watch this. We're going to have some fun. So now I am putting a prompt in the chat that I'm going to use Google's tool. It's at gemini.google.com. Does anybody here have Google's AI tool, Gemini? If you don't, go to gemini.google.com and you can just sign up for a free account, and then we're going to do something amazing. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to show you first and then I'm going to ask you to do yours, is we're going to do an AI photo shoot. Let's go. AI photo shoot time. So, I'm going to say using the provided headshot of me. So I gave you the prompt in the chat, and the prompt is a template so that anyone can use it. So you would change it the way that you want it to do it. But it says using the provided headshot of me, Alicia Little, create a medium wide shot showing them. And I just put them so a man or woman can use it as a template. But you can put showing her or me sitting in a comfortable modern chair in front of an extensive bookshelf filled with business and tech books. Position them slightly off center, wearing a burgundy blazer, looking at the camera with thoughtful authority. They should occupy about 50% of the square frame, with the impressive library background filling the rest. Natural side lighting. Ensure that their facial features, and then if there's anything specific, I'm going to say, like her smile, like her glasses. Sorry, like her glasses. And then for me, I had warm smile because I have a smile in mind, but you can change that. Remain completely unchanged. Square format, one by one. This is what we call an AI photo shoot. So now I'm going to go find a picture of me on my computer. Let me find a picture of me on my computer, a selfie. Here's one. There we go. And now I'm going to create an AI photo shoot. So there's me right there. There's the prompt. And now, so that I don't have to go sit in front of a library bookshelf or a bookshelf and do a photo shoot, I'm doing my AI photo shoot right now. So, how could you use these AI photos on social media, of course, especially on LinkedIn? It's time to talk about your business, but we're going to take it all the way to the end and I'm going to show you some great things. So, here's me now sitting in front of a bookshelf, and instead of, just posting this picture that I had all the time, I can now post this picture of me. I will show you another way to use this. And then I'm going to click upload files. Let me get another picture of me. That same picture of me. And then I'm going to say, turn me into a superhero. I I want my suit to be tech inspired. Do not change any of my facial features. But turn my glasses into tech glasses. Who knows what that even means, but I feel like I should be a superhero today. So let's turn me into a superhero. So you can be creative because sometimes in marketing, we need to be creative. So sometimes people are tired of the same old, same old. Let them see you in a superhero suit. Let me go ahead and put this prompt into the chat, and then I'll show you an example of my post today on LinkedIn as a superhero. So this one here turned it into a superhero in cartoon format. I could ask it, I'll actually do this here. I'll do it again. Um, bu- 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 and I'm going to tell it not to be a cartoon, but realistic. Let me put my photo back here into a superhero. I want to be in a tech inspired suit. And then I'm going to say photo realistic. And then do this here. Now, I did this earlier today, and let me go to my LinkedIn. By the way, if you have any questions after today's session and you want to catch up, you can go to my LinkedIn, linkedin.com/IN/ Alicia Little. So I'm easy to find on LinkedIn. Here's my page right here. But let's go down and look at my post from LinkedIn from today. All right, this was 7 hours ago. And here's me in my tech inspired superhero suit, right? So this post already has 632 comments and 20 reposts. It's my best performing post of all time. And I'm just a superhero, right? So I'm going to show you how to do something with this in just a minute. But as you look at it, um, the next thing you say is like, well, it's challenging then to write the content. So, okay, I can use Google Gemini and create images, right? Here's another one of me now with tech inspired, right? And so I wanted it to be more photorealistic. So let me zoom in just a little bit. So it's like got this one more photorealistic. Can you see that? Instead of cartoon like. um I'm going to download it and put it in the chat. And if anyone's creating theirs at the same time, go ahead and put your superheroes in the chat too. If you're turning yourself into a superhero with Google Gemini, let's see, mine is still downloading. Okay, it's still downloading. Oops, downloading. Okay, let's come back to that then. It's still downloading. So I use my superhero here as an example. This is my superhero pose. And then I'm going to go to ChatGPT. And then I am going to upload myself as a superhero. And well, here's the one that we just did today. And I'm going to say, I need a post for LinkedIn. Here's an image I created of myself as a superhero, and I'd like for you to create the caption for LinkedIn. I'm an AI consultant, and I feel like a superhero as I go in and help businesses, and I save them from inefficiencies. I make them more productive. Truly feels like I'm a superhero when I'm helping businesses and entrepreneurs. All right, something like that. So did you know that ChatGPT can actually analyze this image? You tell it what to create, and then here it goes, writing the post for LinkedIn for me. So it says stepping into my superhero era. And yes, AI is the superpower. You know that feeling when you walk into a business, look around and instantly see bottlenecks, inefficiencies, the things costing them time and money. And then you get to transform all of it with the right AI tools and strategies. Yeah, that's the moment I feel like a superhero. Let's be real. AI isn't here to replace people. It's here to equip you, empower your team, and give your business a level up that feels like stepping into your own tech suit. Think about this. Every single day, I get to help entrepreneurs and organizations unlock productivity they didn't even know they were capable of. And that lights me up. But hold up, the best part is watching someone go from overwhelmed to unstoppable once they realize what's possible with the right AI systems in place. Let's keep building, innovating, and saving businesses one workflow at a time. If you're ready to tap into your own superpowers with AI, I'm right here. Let's go all in with AI. So all I had to do was upload my image, give it some background, and now I have my caption to post on LinkedIn. So, what this does for you is there's now a time where you say you have no excuse for not showing up on social, on all the platforms. Because now I can say, ooh, I really like this for LinkedIn. Now, could you rewrite it for me for Instagram? And we'll get a rewrite for Instagram. Right? Do you see that? So it's like, let's flip it into Instagram ready. So here we go. So now it says, this is exactly how I feel when I walk into a business that's struggling with inefficiency, chaos, or outdated systems. And boom, AI comes in like a superpower. So you can see that it will rewrite it. So I want somebody to type into the chat, no excuses. Like the time that you're in right now, no, completely no excuses, because AI can do so much for you, right? So now I want to show you one other thing with ChatGPT. The more you work with it and the more you build that memory. So Gwendolyn said, truly no excuses. So, the question was asked, how do you build the memory? So now once you built the memory, now you're like, okay, so now that I'm building the memory, how do I also now step in and say, you know what? I want to use that memory to my benefit. So watch this here. This is the key that I have found works for me. It's the words based on what you know about me. So right now I'm turning ChatGPT's memory into my superpower. All right. So based on what you know about me. So now it says based on what you know about me, and we can ask it anything. So let's do this. I'm going to casually say this. And what you know about my business and my goals from the different things we've been working on. Tell me, what gaps do you see in my business? What am I not taking advantage of that would change everything for me? What are some monetization methods that I can integrate that would change everything for my business? And I want you to talk to me direct, like you are a strategic coach who is nothing but direct. Don't sugarcoat anything. Tell me where my gaps are. Tell me where my multi-million dollar opportunities are that I am missing. And then you press go. I will warn you, this prompt right here can cause earthquake effects on you. Let me put it in the chat. All right. And of course, I just wrote that right now. I mean, I just said that right now, but I know because I use this with my clients all the time. And I'm not going to show you what it says, but it's like, you're not building this, you're not building that. But it's like, it says, before we dig in, think about this one. You're sitting on an empire, not a business, an empire. And you are using about 35% of your potential. Oh my gosh, I'm only using 35% of my potential. That is the gap. Now let's walk through it step by step, like the strategic coach in your corner who wants you to win big and win fast. So now this is like a truth bomb. And the more you use ChatGPT, the bigger the truth bomb is going to be for you. So, what I want you to do is to schedule time on the 20th of every month, just put it on your calendar, the 20th of every month, that you put this same exact prompt into ChatGPT. Because as you keep working with ChatGPT, it will update and upgrade the knowledge it has on you. So what it says this month about you will be different 30 days from now. And you'll be like, and if you use Copilot more or Claude more, whatever tool you use more, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I have so many gaps that I'm missing in my business. But now that I see them, I can maximize them. And then go back to ChatGPT in that same thread and say, you know what? I am going to do all of this right now and I'm going to report back to you. So you keep reporting back to ChatGPT on what you're doing. It adds it to its memory and it can be a better coach for you the next 30 days after you did it the first time. You're going to do it again. Does that make sense to everyone? Does that make sense? Yep. So I'm going to pause again for a for questions, because I do have a AI party on Zoom that I need to run to in a few minutes. So I want to make sure that I get everyone's questions. So we did a lot. You walk through ChatGPT, your security settings, getting to know the different settings in ChatGPT. We had some fun with conversational AI, which I totally love. You did an AI photo shoot, right? You have the prompt for an AI photo shoot. And let me give you some other prompts for the photo shoot. So I'll put it in the chat. And when you put this on YouTube, you can put it in the description on YouTube. But there you go for your AI photo shoot. And so now we did your AI photo shoot. We turned you into a superhero. We wrote content for social media for you. We tested ChatGPT's memory feature using the key term based on what you know about me. And we turned ChatGPT into a strategic business coach to tell you what you're missing in your business so you can see the gaps. ChatGPT said I'm only living up to 35% of my potential. I'm going to be all up all night reading this new report. So, Camille's question, let's take the first question. Camille's question, how do you keep from getting lost in all of the prompts and accessing the memory? So in accessing the memory in ChatGPT, it's there. Like you don't have to do anything anymore. It's turned on, it's there. If you want to remove anything from the memory, you go to ChatGPT, click on personalization, and then you can remove anything from the memory by clicking the manage memory button. How do I keep from getting lost in all of the prompts? I save my prompts in a place called Notion. A lot of people save their prompts in their Google Docs or Notepad. So think about the best place to save your prompts, and you could even save them in ChatGPT. So if you're like, I need the Photoshop prompts that Alicia gave me. Take all the Photoshop prompts, feed them into ChatGPT, and say, these are AI photo shoot prompts, and I want you to remember them. And anytime I want them, I'm going to ask you for them. ChatGPT will go bloop, 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 save them in my memory. Now you can go back to ChatGPT as if it's your storage database and say, I need all those AI photo shoot prompts that we did before, and it will pull them all up for you. Okay. So,
I think Irma has a question.
sure.
I just saw her question in the chat. Could other people GPT you and find your information?
So, could other people like ask ChatGPT about me and find my information? Is that what you're asking, Irma? I want to make sure that I've got it clear on what you're asking. Could
Yes,
Irma,
other
open
people?
your mic. Open your mic. Open
all
your
the
mic, Irma, and ask your
information,
question.
all the information that you ask GPT that is more or less specific to you and your business, can other people, chat your name and pull up that same information?
Right.
Or
So,
is
when
it,
you're when you're in ChatGPT, there's a setting that you need to make sure is set up correctly so that that doesn't happen. And what you're asking is the information that you give ChatGPT and the conversations that you give it, could it be saved in the model and then given to someone else's information about you? So right here where it says improve the model for everyone, you have to turn all of this off. So with it on and all of yours is on by default. So if you haven't turned it off, it's on. But you says allow your content to be used to train our models, which makes ChatGPT better for everyone. No. So you say nope. If it's this way, you're saying yes, allow the data and information I give ChatGPT to be used to train its model and it can be distributed to other people. So you turn it off and you're like, nope. If you're using a business account, so you go into ChatGPT accounts and you're using a business account, because it's a business account, it's defaulted to, so here you go into ChatGPT manage, change plan, click on business, and you get this business account here, which I have for my team members. When you don't even have to count on them to turn off the privacy because that privacy is built in. And as it says right here, your data is never used for training the model. Does that help, Irma?
yes, that answers my question. Thank
Okay.
you.
The one thing that you want to do though is start writing content all over the place about yourself so you show up in ChatGPT when people are looking for you or your business. So I got a message today on Instagram and it said, I'm here following you because I asked ChatGPT who is the best person to follow for becoming a certified AI consultant. And ChatGPT said it was me and gave them my website. So I'm going to show you my website really quickly and how it's optimized for ChatGPT. So my website to become an AI consultant is becomeanaiconsultant.com. And ChatGPT listed me as the number one resource for learning from to become an AI consultant. And you can see on this page, I have the word AI consultant, CPD accredited training. In this video, I mentioned being an AI consultant all the time. Look, be an AI consultant on the button. So I'm optimizing this page, AI consultant, to always talk about AI consultant, being an AI consultant, so that I get picked up, be an AI consultant by ChatGPT for my passion, which is teaching people how to become an AI consultant. Even the domain name says becomeanaiconsultant.com. So I want you to start to think about your businesses and how they can show up better in ChatGPT and write as much stuff about you, show up in as many places as you can to become the authority with ChatGPT. So,
I
Christine, go ahead.
Oh, no, no. Christine had a question. Christina had a question. I want you to
Yeah.
answer her question. I'll ask my question last.
Okay. So Christina said, is all of this information in your book, ChatGPT Made Easy? Not all of it, because, it's changing every day and I'm on it every day. But if you make sure that you follow me on social media, I do try to stay on top of it on Instagram mostly and LinkedIn. So on Instagram, I'm Alicia Little. So I'm just going to give you my Instagram really quickly. Bum, 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 bum. There's my Instagram right there. And then I'm also on YouTube as Alicia Little. And then I'm also on LinkedIn. As you saw, there's my great superhero on LinkedIn, but I'm also on LinkedIn. So if you follow me on those platforms, I do update as much as possible. And I do free summits every month, except in December, but I do free summits all the time. And I'm always really active in teaching. In fact, I did a summit for 12 hours yesterday. We did 8 hours today, doing some more tonight. Like, I'm always talking about AI. So good question, Christina. And I'm so glad that you were at the Power Networking event, Christina. That's amazing. Yay. So, so Sabrina says, is there a written guide? So Sabrina, if you go to my website, alicialittle.com, at the top, you can get my ebook, ChatGPT Made Easy. Fill in this information here and you'll get the ebook. And that's a guide on getting started with ChatGPT. And my website is alicialittle.com. And I will post that in the chat. So thank you for that question. Sabrina and Gwendolyn said, I just did it. I won't sleep tonight because I'll be researching, refining, and restructuring myself and my business. Gwendolyn, AI does cause a lot of sleepless nights. Let me just tell you that. And Joycelyn, you had a question as well.
Yes. My first question is when you use the free versions of these different tools, even using like Canva, because you can use Canva to write code,
Yeah.
right? So when you use these free versions, and I'm thinking with my legal training hat on here, who actually owns the content when you're using the free versions?
So you always have to read the terms and service and conditions of those free versions. And I will say, when your business, like, you're creating something and you want to be the content owner of the content you're creating, whether it's images or content, always get the paid versions. And the paid versions can be $20 a month, some are $8 a month. But for example, if you're using image generation sites and you're using the free versions, a lot of times those images are available for the whole network to see, and somebody could take it. So you want to make sure that you have privacy when you're creating your images so that they're only yours when it's being created, that type of stuff. So read the terms and conditions. If you don't want to read them, ask ChatGPT. So you can tell ChatGPT, if I'm using the site ideogram.com and I'm using the free version, do I own the copyright to the image that I create? And ChatGPT will come back and say, in the terms and conditions, it says that if you're using the free version, your images could be available to the whole community. If you want the exclusive copyright, pay $8 a month and set your privacy on it, and that helps. Good question, Joycelyn.
And the very last question that I'm going to ask, and then I'll open the floor to anybody else before you go. Can you just walk through how you can use these tools to create code for particular things that you need in your business?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And I did that today. So I'm going to show that because you mentioned Canva, Joycelyn, we can start off with Canva. So if you have a Canva account, Canva is a website. I'm going to share my screen. Boop, 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 boop. Canva, here we go on Canva. So Canva has a part of their website is called Canva Code, and it's at canva.com/AI/code. One thing I did today with Canva Code is I built a link tree. And so let me find the links. Hang on one second. A good example of a link tree is like, I'm going to show you actually. Let me just
And
grab
what,
it.
Alicia, for the
Yeah.
for the for the benefit of people who may not understand what we're saying when we're talking code, can you just kind of explain that?
Yeah,
Explain
yeah.
that a bit.
I'm actually going to show everybody live. So I'm going to show you
Okay.
how it creates code. So if you think about a website that you want to create, a tool that you want to create, the instructions on the back end for creating that are written in a language that the computers understand, which is basically called code. And there are different types of code languages, just as we have English, Spanish, different variations of Spanish, different variations of English, you know? And so I don't know how to code, but I can build a website and I can have a tool write all the code for me and watch it write it. So we're going to do that example here with Canva Code. And there's a bunch of different tools out there now. Lovable is one of my favorite that does this for you. But I always tell people who are just starting off with this, start off with Canva because it's so easy to do and you'll be blown away. So I'm going to tell Canva right here, create a amazing website for me that has a, I don't know, luxury color palette for my links. Here are the links. So simple. Oops, and some typos in what I'm asking. And we push paste. It's like Alicia's links. And then we're going to press submit. So watch what Canva does. Pull it out a little bit. It says, I'll create a stunning luxury links page for Alicia in your in your palette. Now, do you see on the right-hand side, it says coding for you, 26 lines, 37 lines, 42 lines, 54 lines, 63 lines, 70 lines, 75 lines. Now, to hire somebody to do this for you would cost about $700, the page that I'm about to show you, and would take them days to do if they're creating it from scratch. So right now, Canva is creating the page from scratch for us. And you can give it the color palette. Yes, you can give it the color palette. I will show you some other things in a minute. So watch this in a minute. So it's almost done. 305 lines of code, 308 line, 300. It is done. All right. So here's my website. It says Alicia's Links, your gallery to AI excellence. And so here's the website. And now I'm going to test it. I would test all of the links to make sure that they work. That one works. That one works. You see how I'm just testing the website? All right, all the links are working. But, you know, it could be a little bit better. So now here's where you tell it other things. Let me think about something. This is good, but I would love for the background to have like some stars in it, and maybe the stars are moving or like glittery. Now, I was so vague in that just to show you that it's going to interpret what I said. And it says, I'll add some beautiful animated stars to the background with a glittery sparkle effect. So at this point, you check all of your links, you tell it anything that you want to change before you publish the site. And I'll walk you through publishing it in just a minute. But here we go. Here we go. Creating twinkly stars animation. All right, come on, Canva. It says, all right, I've added beautiful starry animations. So do you see that now? Do you see how the stars are twinkling in the background? And so that's just what I wanted to show you. So now you click the publish button and you can publish it, get a new domain name for it. So let's just do this. I'm going to publish it here and just do Alicia's links and then click, nope, I already did that today, Alicia's link, and click publish. And how long do you think it's going to take to make this website go live? Like go live and have what? It is already live. So we can click visit website and it's crazy, but the website is already live. I'm going to put the link, the URL in the chat so you can see that it's already live. So with its sparkly effects. And so, now, and I can just test to make sure that everything works. You can also create tools in here. So here is a tool as an example. Maybe that's not the one. Trying to see what a tool is that I can't remember. Make my logo please.com/logo or something. But you can also make tools. Let me see if I can find one of the tools that I've made to show you. If I go back in Canva, I can show you how to do it. So if you think of a tool that you want to make, you can click on create for Canva. We can go back to Canva code. Let's just go back to Canva code. And you can tell it that you want to create a tool. So you could say, I would like to create, here's the tool. I would like to create a tool that is a prompt generator for entrepreneurs. It helps them to generate amazing prompts that they can copy and paste into ChatGPT. All right. Something simple. And Canva can create that for you and create a tool for you. So just an example, whatever tool you want to create, tell it what tool you want to create, and it can actually create a tool. Great examples are like calculators and generators, those type of things that you want it to create as a tool. Does it have some limitations? Absolutely, but test it, try it, and see where it takes you. So Camille says, what's the difference in the output if amazing is not used in the prompt? Probably not much of a difference, but I like to be as descriptive as possible. But I also wanted to show you that I could have said it should have yellow blocks with circle buttons, but I just left it up to Canva to decide what the definition of amazing was. So define what you want. The better you are at defining it, the better your output is going to be. But I was trying to have like an extreme example where you could see it and be like, that wasn't descriptive at all, but still we got an output. Does that make sense? If you went up to a designer and you were like, design my website and make it amazing, they'd be like, I don't know what that means. Help me figure that out. Okay. So now here's the entrepreneur prompt generator. Select a category, marketing and sales, choose a topic, email marketing, add your business context. So I'm going to say, I don't know, let's see, register, apply for my grant at www.aiimpactgrant.com and then generate the prompt. So now it says, act as an email marketing expert, design a 5-mile email sequence for apply for my grants at aiimpact.com. For each provide subject line, key message. So I can copy this prompt. It's a prompt generator, remember, and I can go to ChatGPT or my favorite tool and paste the prompt in there. Oops, I have the link in there. I'll go back to Canva, paste the prompt in here and run it in ChatGPT to see how it does. So that's my tool. And that quickly, I developed a tool in ChatGPT that actually works. To publish it and put it online, I would click publish, get a new domain name, and all that good stuff. So this is a way to build tools without using code. And of course, this was a really quick run through of it, but I recommend that people always try it, play around with it, and you'll be no code building in no time. That reminded me too that I do have a grant if you're interested in using AI to build your business and need to buy some AI tools. It's called AI Impact Grant. We just awarded a winner yesterday, but our next deadline to apply for the grant is January 15th. So AIimpactgrant.com, and you can apply for that grant. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alicia. You gave us, oh my God, you blew our minds with all the information that you shared. And we
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it so much. Everyone that joined us tonight, this is our last session in the series. Thank you so much, Alicia. We know that you have to run, but I want to tell everyone this is our last session for the year for the Wealth Builder series. But before you go, and like Melanie mentioned earlier, all of our sessions will be on our YouTube channel. It's the National Coalition on Black Civic Participation's YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and put in the National Coalition on Black Civic Participation, and you'll see tonight's session and all of the sessions in the Wealth Builder series. Before you go, before we leave tonight, I want to give you all a survey. Please fill out this survey really quickly. I'm going to launch it here. And I'm going to put it in the chat because sometimes the survey goes off before people can get to it. So either fill it out here online or fill it out in the chat to just let us know how the Wealth Builder series impacted you or how you feel about the Wealth Builder series. And with that, I'm going to say thank you so much, Alicia. We're going to let you run so you can get to your next event. And ladies, I want to say thank you all so much for joining us for this Wealth Builder series. Again, we're here to help you. We want to make sure that you have the information that you need to either grow your business or start your business. So we are really looking forward to your feedback to help us to help you. And with that, that's the end. Have a great evening. Enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday, and bye-bye.